Hey guys, FilmCrazyAdam here. So this actually isn't part of the review. This is just kind of a heads up. As some of you may know, my computer fell ill recently, as one does when objects fall on it and break it into small pieces. But I was able to recover some of this review. At one point, you'll see in the review, the screen's going to cut to black, and I'm just going to have this logo just kind of like bouncing around the screen like a screensaver because I was able to recover some of it, but not all of it. So, so don't be surprised when that happens at some point during this review. Anyway, that's all I got for that. On to the review. Well, hot damn, can you believe it? Marvel has finally made a She-Hulk episode that was watchable. I mean, I guess I kind of gave last week's episode the credit of it reminded me, and it was very reminiscent, and it was basically a CW show. So, I mean, like, it succeeded for a CW show, but at this point, CW is a joke. They aren't what they were back in season 1 of Supernatural. So, I mean, like, don't even pretend like calling it a CW show is by any way a compliment. But holy crap, this episode was watchable. How? Why? Well, it's simple. It's because they finally actually did some superhero stuff in the superhero show. My God. Wait. Let's think this through. We got a superhero show. Right? Okay. We got a superhero show. At least we say it's a superhero show. Okay. Right. Okay. Following me, right? Right. You're on the same track with me, right? You're tracking. Okay, we got a superhero show. But we're not doing anything with superheroes in the show. I mean, we say it's a superhero show. It's a Marvel show, right? So it's Marvel has superheroes. So I mean, like, what if we put superheroes and have them do superhero stuff in the superhero show? No. They would expect that. No. No. But you know what? We're going to do it anyway and just throw them off balance. Yeah, let's do that. Let's take superheroes. Like, let's think of superhero. Any superhero right now. One that hasn't been in the movies yet. Let's think of it. Come on. Think of one. She-Hulk. Yeah. Okay, we'll do She-Hulk. But what are we going to have her do? Let's see. She's a lawyer, but she's also a Hulk. What are we going to have her do? Let's have her use her powers. We're going to give her that purple and white jumpsuit. And not even a jumpsuit. It's more like a leotard. It's more of an exercise outfit. And but that's perfect. We'll use that. And you know what? We'll have her throw cars around, and we'll have her break like the pavement. She jumps in and she punches the ground, and it cracks open. And then she does that clap that Hulk is actually known for, and not her. But it doesn't matter. We're gonna give it to her anyway. And she's gonna beat guys up, and she's gonna break the ceiling in, and maybe we'll have a team up. Because at one point she was in the comics, she was in the Fantastic Four. So let's do a team up with a beloved character that's already been established. Who do we got? Who's in a superhero show? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? No, fuck those guys. But I mean, Ghost Rider was in that show, but it wasn't really a good version of Ghost Rider. Not that we've had a good cinematic version of Ghost Rider yet. What do we got? What about Daredevil? Nah, his movie sucked. Or at least to most people, that movie sucked. Wait, what? Oh, that's right. There was that really, really successful TV show. Arguably the best version of Marvel that's the best on-screen interpretation of a Marvel character to date, even beyond Iron Man. If I can so blaspheme, even better than Iron Man, or at least, let's not bring the cinematic universe into it. Let's just talk about the TV show. Everything TV wise, what's the best character that we've had portrayed on in a Marvel show? Daredevil. Yeah. We're gonna use him. The dark, brooding guy. Yeah. You know what? This could work. Yeah, if they team up, it works. They're both lawyers, so perfect. This is perfect. This is great. I love it, guys. I love it. What are we going to do this? Yes, we're going to have them team up. He's going to do his flipping around. He's going to do his ass kicking. He's going to be awesome because Richard Cox is awesome. And her, she's going to also do her, Hulk smashing-ishness thing. Then we'll have him have sex afterwards, and he'll do the walk of shame. Wait, what do you mean I lost you on that last beat? What do you mean? What do you mean I lost you on having a guy do the walk of shame? What? What do you mean guys don't do a walk of shame? Yeah, guys do a walk of shame. What? A strut of badassery? Or wait, no, you didn't say that. A strut of getting laid. Huh. You're right. Guys don't do a walk of shame. They strut because they just got laid. Why? Because guys have to work to get laid. Women, not as much. Women can kind of just, and guys come running. So, what? Am I a misogynist? Shut up! All right. Let me actually get into, all right, being serious now. Yeah, this is the first watchable episode. This is the first superhero episode of Marvel's She-Hulk superhero show. Yes, this is the first watchable episode, but I've even got but not to give this series any kind of too much credit. In fact, I'm not going to give it any credit because everything good in this show was Daredevil. Yeah, She-Hulk was still garbage. She was still a dumpster fire. She was still completely trash in this series. The only good thing was Daredevil. And even then, I was like, really? You're doing the yellow suit? Really? Oh, God. All right, whatever. Let's roll with it. But so, yeah, this is the first episode of She-Hulk where they actually did superhero stuff in the superhero show, where She-Hulk actually hulked up. She actually fought crime. She actually saved the world. Or, well, not the world, but I mean, like, she actually used her freaking powers for good, to kick ass. God almighty. But enough, hopefully you enjoyed that little entertaining bit, but let's actually get into the actual review at this point. I'm over 5 minutes into it. So let's do a really quick recall, a really quick synopsis. Let's go back and really go into the show. So the episode opens up where we got, what's this retard's name? I'm sorry. Not to be offensive, but who's this idiot? The leapfrog or something, but whatever. So we have an incompetent moron who evidently is not a superhero, but his dad is super rich. I don't know who this guy is. I didn't do any freaking research. I don't give a flying F. But and this kind of right away, I'm like, all right, so the guy who makes superhero costumes made a superhero costume for a guy that doesn't, nobody knows who this guy is. He made it up himself. He's just a rich. So how did he get a superhero costume from this guy? Because, people know who She-Hulk is. Because She-Hulk is on the news. Because she's a lawyer and she represents people. Like, she's on the news. She's in the public eye. This guy is a nobody. And yet they had to spend an entire half of an episode like lying to the costume guy, basically twisting his arm, metaphorically speaking, not metaphorically, They lied to him to get him to make a costume for She-Hulk, for Jennifer. And even then, it was like even then, she had to lie as well as Nikki. Bottom line is, she's known. She's in the public eye, and they had to lie and basically fight tooth and nail to get this guy to make a costume for her, because he's like, if I don't know you, then I don't care. So how does he know this guy? How does he know this nobody? This imbecile, because he is. So the episode opens up. You got this complete moron, this incompetent idiot who is trying to thwart a bunch of criminals. A couple of burglars. They're stealing from like a Best Buy or something, which is really weird that they're doing it out front. I mean, most people when they steal, they go around back, not in the very lit parking lot, and where there's less security cameras. But I mean, maybe these guys are new. Maybe they don't know that you don't steal stuff in the front of the store, where any cop driving by on the road can see in the parking lot this cargo van that's just sitting in an empty parking lot after the business is closed, loading up TVs. See, like I said, it's the first watchable episode, and it's even 1 minute and 30 seconds into it. It's already garbage. But whatever. So you get this guy, he has rocket boots and he injures himself, and so he wants to sue the manufacturer of his suit. So he goes to the law firm that represents superheroes and supervillains, and he says, I want to sue this guy. Jen asks, who is it? And he tells him who it is, and Jen's like, ooh, I don't want to do that because he's making stuff for me. I'm a customer of his too. But her boss is like, do it anyway. So she goes there, and God, she's so pathetic. She comes in like a timid little girl, like a timid little 4-year-old asking mom and dad if she can have an extra cookie after dinner. Or, God almighty, like, she's so pathetic. And how is this empowering to women? I don't know. But moving on, rolling with it. She goes up to the guy, and the guy, of course, is flamboyant and like, and he takes it personal. Jen, of course, being the professional that she is, also takes this whole thing personal. Instead of being completely business, completely professional, and then announcing this guy, hey, man, one of your clients wants to sue you, and I am representing him. And, of course, this guy is as professional as you can get. So, of course, he then destroys the dress that he was making to her, which she prepaid for.
Yes. Well, Luke, I am here under some unpleasant business. I have been retained by a client who suffered serious injuries due to a dysfunctional suit that you sold him. Now nothing has been filed, so I think we can come to some agreement. Oh! Hey, I prepaid for that!
Then you shouldn't have betrayed me, you greasy old buffalo. You are blocked, blacklisted, and reported.
Now, I am gonna take you down.
So, I mean, like, everyone's professional here. You know, this guy, this whiny little, this guy's being a little bitch about it, about being sued, and destroys Jen's dress that he was making for her, that she prepaid for, because, you know, as a professional, we completely disconnect and separate from personal and public. So, you know, everyone's great in this. Everyone's great. Moving on. So, Jen leaves there and she yells at him, and God, like a freaking 5-year-old, like a 10-year-old, he breaks her. He breaks her dress, and she's like, "Well, screw you, man. I don't like you anymore." And he's like, "You're banned. You're out of here. Go away." So, next scene, we are in the courtroom, and we are waiting for the guy who makes the costumes, his lawyer, and it's Matt Murdock, as all of us who know him love him. And he shows up, and he's completely all business. Not only that, but he wipes the freaking floor with Jen. I mean, he's witty, he's smart, he's got great timing. Of course, he's using his powers. Like, he can smell. This guy used jet fuel. I don't know why Matt Murdock knows what jet fuel smells like, but whatever. You know, he's Matt Murdock. Whatever. You know, let's keep this story rolling. And you know what? It makes him look good, so I'm fine with that. You know, yeah. So anyway, he smells. And he's like, "What kind of fuel did you use in your?" Or he says, like, "Why do you use jet fuel in those boots?" And the guy who makes the costumes like, "Wait, that's not what I told him to. That's not part of the instructions. That's not part of, as the manufacturer, that was not what I specified as the manufacturer to use in his boots." Because this guy's suing because his suit lit on fire because his rocket boots screwed up. You know, Jen, of course, being the brilliant lawyer the brilliant and thorough lawyer who is being nominated for a Female Lawyer of the Year award. Why? I don't know. She's been incompetent. She's an idiot. She's unprofessional. Why is she getting... I mean, I guess these things are... I guess you're not so much nominated as you just find it in a cereal box if, like, she's getting one of these, but whatever. So anyway, Jen, of course, she talked to her client, but evidently didn't really talk to her client, because when Matt Murdock says, that smells like jet fuel, and then his client says, "Yeah, that's not what I told him he should use in those boots." And then Jen turns to the other guy, "Did you use jet fuel in this?" And the guy's like, I don't know. You know. Also, where is this guy getting jet fuel? Yeah, that's not really something you can just go to the local gas station, go to Exxon, and just pump your car or like a can or boots full of jet fuel. So, but you know what? His dad's rich, so whatever. You know, maybe it's the same fuel that they use in the family jet. But so this guy, you know, I don't know what he's talking about. It's weird. But so, Jen is caught completely, she's completely caught off guard. She doesn't know what to do. She's stumbling because, you know, a real lawyer would never actually ask questions about what happened. She would just take the person at their word. You would take your client at your word. You wouldn't do any kind of research. You wouldn't do any kind of fact finding. You wouldn't try to figure out why the suit failed, because again, this guy's reputation is completely based on the fact that he makes suits that work and are durable and don't break for superheroes. So and this is part of the whole case thing. Like, she's like, this was stupid too. Where like her first motion was like, I want to get a list of all of his clients so that we can basically see if anyone else has reported any kind of issues like this as well. And Matt Murdock, of course, expertly basically takes a rolled up newspaper and smacks her in the nose with it and says like, yeah, no, you're talking about an issue with, it's like, it's not the same as like if somebody bought an Apple iPhone and it blew up in their hand. Yeah, we got to talk to everybody. They're public figure, they're normal everyday civvies. They don't have anything to hide. Whereas we have superheroes who have secret identities. Unlike you, Jen, there are many out there that do have secret identities. So to release this client list would then be exposing all these people, which could also, if that client list gets out, those people would be at danger of being hunted down or their loved ones being kidnapped for ransom or, to get leverage on these heroes. So again, like, brilliant, like really smart. And Jen, the entire time, how again did she get nominated for Female Lawyer of the Year when she's this incompetent? But whatever. Let's move on, shall we? So the judge says, yeah, no, your client's an idiot, Jen. We're going to throw this out because, you clearly didn't follow what the manufacturer told you. Yeah, no, you're an idiot. So that's on you. And then Jen goes to her usual bar, which for some reason Matt Murdock is there. And they like hit it off and they start getting schmoozy. And then I don't know why this happens. But before anything can actually come of it, Matt gets a message and he's got to go. So he politely bails out. Fast forward and Jen gets a call from the Leapfrog. And basically he's like, well, aren't you guys like 24/7? I need you to, come help me. I'm being attacked by someone. Some crazy person is trying to kill me. So Jen, for the first time in 8 episodes out of a 9-episode series, Jen suits up into She-Hulk, into her one-piece purple and white outfit. And she goes out and she starts battling this guy who is trying to kill her client. This guy, by the way, who is Daredevil. And Daredevil is Daredevil. He's freaking awesome. He's doing flips and acrobatics, and he's doing with his little pole things. And Jen's breaking, so like it's actually worth watching. It's actually an interesting show. You're like, holy crap! They're doing superhero stuff in this superhero show. 8.5 episodes in. Well, halfway through episode 8. I mean, halfway through episode 8 out of a 9-episode series, they're finally doing it. They're doing superhero. Oh my god. And like many times in comics, when two people go up against each other, especially heroes when they go up against each other, it's just a big misunderstanding. And, Matt does, Daredevil's awesome in this scene, but eventually She-Hulk is able to brute strength her way and like unsteady him and like use the clap thing, which again, that's not her move, but uses the clap thing. And of course that makes Daredevil's ears go, ah! And so she's able to catch him and demask him, which that was like the fastest, most unceremonious demasking I've ever seen of a character ever. That's saying something. But anyway, she's like, Matt, and the entire time he's trying to get her to like back off. She's like, you don't get it. He's the bad guy. And she's like, no, that's my client. You're the bad guy. I don't know who the hell you are. You're dressed like the devil. And so when she demasks him, she's like, what the hell? I thought you were blind. I am blind. I got powers. Your guy your guy kidnapped my guy. So I'm trying to rescue my guy. And Jen's like, okay, let's work together. And so the two go off after the Leapfrog, who for some reason, we'll circle back. They go to the lily pad, which is clearly marked outside in neon lights. He goes inside, and there is the superhero suit guy who's like making him a new suit. Matt and Jen break in. They subdue everybody in some cool scenes, and then they rescue the costume guy. They are they subdue the leapfrog guy. The cops come in. They arrest the leapfrog guy. Jen and the costume guy, they become friends again. He says, yes, I'll make your dress that I wrecked for you that you prepaid. And so now they're friends again, and she's a client again. And then her and Matt go back to her place where they have sex. And then the next morning, Matt does a walk of shame. Circle back. We're going to circle back. And we're at a logical point where the episode should end. Even Jen says this in one of her irritating fourth wall breaks, that the episode should end here. One of the longer fourth wall breaks, like instead of just a quick turn and look at the camera and say something, like it goes on for like most of this scene where like Nikki will come and go and she'll like keep breaking the fourth wall. It's so irritating. And then she shows up, and then she gets dressed in her gown, which I'm going to point this out right, circle back. So, Jen goes to this gala or whatever for the female lawyers, and she and like 6 other females are announced. They come up on stage. They all get their participation award because, like, God forbid one person win, because if one person win, well, they would feel good, but not everyone else. It would make other people feel bad. So you know what? Even though this is a prestigious award, instead of making it for one person, we got to make it for like 6 people. Everybody gets one. That way everyone feels good. It's a participation award. Again, I don't even know how she got awarded for this, but whatever. During her acceptance speech, Jen, it's a cliche thing at this point where some outside signal breaks in and like they show something on screen where you have the voice modified, electronic modified voice, and with no actual person on screen, talking shit about Jen, saying she's a bad person, she's a horrible person. And the way they do this, and also they call her a slut, so like they slut shame her, which, so they don't have any actual footage that can like be damning to her, like, she beats somebody up, or, maybe that footage of her beating up those guys, or maybe she's doing property damage, or maybe she's just using the N-word or something. I don't know. Instead, they somehow planted a camera in her room and like they showed her having sex. So they slut shame her because that's a thing that's whatever. That's the worst you can come up with was, oh, she got lucky. So she's a horrible person. But she loses her mind, which understandably, somebody planted a camera in your room and like you started showing, private activities. Sure, she gets pissed and she's already hulked, but like she breaks the screen. She goes outside and like she sees like a bunch of people like recording her, and so she chases after them, breaks through a wall where outside there's an entire hit squad of people with like laser guns or like some kind of really high powered rifles and okay. And that's the episode. Again, the most watchable episode thus far. So, but still a terrible episode, and I'm going to get into why it's a terrible episode. So, as I already established at the beginning, you have a bunch of, let's go back all the way to the beginning. So you have the leapfrog who is somehow able to sneak up on a bunch of guys in a parking lot. Like, after hours, in the front of an electronics store, a bunch of guys are stealing TVs and putting them into their cargo van in the middle of the night in front of the store where there's all these lights. He's somehow able to sneak up on them in the middle of an empty parking lot. And again, like no cops in doing their rounds saw this. Yeah, right away, boom. That's right off the bat. I got issued because this whole scene is just so stupid. Like every scene I watch in this series thus far, I have to be like, all right, what the F am I even looking at? Like I can't just listen to the dialogue. I can't just watch the people on screen. Like just the scene that they're in, the setting that they're in. I have to look at the setting because it just doesn't make any sense. Like it would make more sense if they were on the moon. Like I'd be like, that would actually make as much sense as what these guys are doing in this first scene. Is that a little bit of exaggeration? Maybe. But you see what I'm getting at. It's stupid. So Let's see. Let's go ahead forward to. I already mentioned how both of them are so. Both Jen and the costume guy are so professional. In the when Jen serves, not even serves the guy. She's actually giving him a heads up. She's not serving him with a lawsuit, not serving him with a subpoena. Just like, hey man, just so you know, this is a thing. Is there any way we could do this on the DL so that we don't have to actually go to court? Let's see. Moving forward. Okay, that scene where she fights Daredevil. For all that she goes on about, and all her goody two-shoeness, which again she's very bad about it. She has no problem destroying this parking garage and then picking up somebody's. What was it? Was that a Ferrari? Like, she destroys a number of cars, like really expensive cars, by just throwing them and breaking them or throwing Daredevil into them. So she has no problem with property damage. So this is not an issue that I have with the series. This is just an issue I have with her as a character. So yeah, like, it's a superhero series. There's going to be property damage. It's a thing. I roll with that. I don't have any problem with that. All right, fast forward. Okay, the lily pad, this idiot's lair. He has a warehouse. I did no research on this guy. I don't know who his parents are, but evidently his parents are supposed to be rich, and so they can buy him things like jet fuel and flip the bill for a superhero costume. And for some reason, they also rented him a warehouse and then also paid for a neon sign that says the lily pad to be posted. But like, even if you're an idiot, you got to know this is stupid. Even if you are a moron, you got to know that this is stupid because everyone can see where your lair is. But whatever. So yeah, this guy has a lair that you can actually probably find if you just Google it. And because whatever. So anyway, inside he's got thugs. He's got minions. So wait. So you're a superhero, and you have minions. Goons, thugs, minions, whatever. Like, he's got minions. He's got thugs. He's got like 15 or so guys. I forget how many they said in the episode. Because Ben's able to, not Ben. Matt Murdock is able to hear him, so he's able to be like, yeah, there's like 15 or however many he said. But yeah, so where were these guys when he was thwarting this evil that was going on when these guys were stealing those TVs? I mean, I guess you can say like, well, he's a superhero, so he wants to be able to do it himself, and he gets the glory for himself. It doesn't really help if he has a bunch of thugs do the superheroing for him. Which, all right, fine, but like, again, where did he get these thugs? Why does he have these thugs? Why are they equipped? Why are they walking around with assault rifles? I mean, they're not like, you can't even be like, oh, they're sidekicks. Like, he's got minions. He's got thugs. He's got goons. They got rifles. They got assault rifles. These guys. Like, what the hell? Where the hell? What the f? Yeah. Fast forward to like this whole thing with the minions. It makes no sense. And like, where did he get? Whatever. Why? But anyway, fast forward. For some reason, they both. Jen and Matt want to have sex afterwards. And so they go back to Jen's place where Matt has sex with Jen. And then he does a walk of shame the next morning, which, like, that doesn't make sense. As I kind of established already, guys don't have a walk of shame. It also doesn't make any sense that he's holding his boots, because that's part of the walk of shame. Is like, girls usually go out, they're wearing heels, and so like they walk home the next morning in the clothes from the night before holding their heels. That's just the stereotype. That's just the cliche. But it doesn't make sense for a guy, because we don't wear heels, first and foremost. It literally makes no sense. Why is he walking with his shoes in his hand, but he's wearing the rest of his outfit? It literally makes no sense. Nothing about the scene makes any kind of actual sense. And not only that, but Matt would have left before the sun would have come up. He wouldn't have woken up the next morning and then walked. No. He's Daredevil. He don't do no walk of shame, nor does he just walk his ass down the street where everybody can just see him. No. I mean, he doesn't have the skyscrapers like in a Hell's Kitchen where he can like swing from, but no, he would not be caught in the middle, in the early morning, walking down the street holding his shoes. Like, it's stupid. And then Jen has her dress. Like Nikki shows up, and she's like, "You gotta get ready because we've got our little gala, our little participation award to go to." You know, the dress that the guy, that the costume maker that he destroyed a day or two before, and he was kidnapped last night, and then probably didn't get home till midnight. Odds are he probably went to bed after giving the police his statement, so he might not have gotten home until like 3 o'clock. Some ungodly hour in the morning. He probably didn't get home. Midnight at the earliest. But you don't think he just went to bed? No. He actually instead went back to his shop and said, "I got to make Jen's dress." Because after destroying the dress, and then after being kidnapped, and then after being rescued, and then promising, "Yeah, I'll make your dress," made it in like 6 hours. Made this dress in 6 hours for her. God. No sense of time. Let's see. All right, my last point I'm going to make in this is, well, also let's talk about, let's super fast forward to the very end where you've got this hit squad, or you've got this response squad in super high-tech gear. Like, this isn't just a SWAT team. This isn't just your local security force. These are like Black Ops or like government or like something that Iron Man would have made. So I don't know where these guys came from. I don't know how they're already outside waiting for She-Hulk. I mean, obviously you can say, well, whoever sent the message, whoever broke in, hacked in, they obviously alerted the police ahead of time. But how would they know that this is how Jen would react? How did they know that Jen was going to like really lose her mind? Because remember, in the first episode, how Jen had that wonderful, empowering speech about how she does everything better than Bruce, how she controls her anger better than Bruce because she has to do it every single day or else she might get murdered. You know, remember that awesome speech 8 weeks ago? God almighty. And so, like, if that really was it, like, Jen wouldn't have reacted the way she did by busting the TV, attacking the guys, and then busting through a wall like the Kool-Aid Man. No, instead, Jen would have just, she just would have held it in instead of freaking out. And everyone's telling her in the room, like, "Jen, don't freak out. Jen, calm down. And she doesn't listen to anybody. She hulks out. She breaks the thing. She busts through the wall. She goes, "Oh, yeah." And then there's this squad that's just waiting for her outside. I don't know. They're just there. And that kind of, I was going to like circle back, and I kind of already went over that, how, Jen was so big about that in the first episode, that she's so much better than Bruce, and she controls her anger so much better that she never does Hulk out, that she finally does. I mean, I guess that was all BS. I guess she was just blowing smoke up our asses in the first episode because, all that self-control and stuff, I didn't see none of that in this episode. And you know what? That made this episode interesting. Actually seeing her react, actually seeing her Hulk out, actually seeing her do superhero stuff to fight, use her powers, not bitch about them, not whine about them, not go woe is me about it all the freaking time, but to actually use them. Of course, her lawyer abilities are for shit, but this episode was actually interesting. I mean, this show might have actually been an interesting distraction. It actually would have been funny. Had Jen still been Jen as she's been portrayed for the last 8 episodes, she's been an idiot. Had she done that, but you intermix like actual superhero stuff where she's fighting, where she's actually beating up guys, she's actually using her Hulk abilities, she's actually transforming into the Hulk to beat people up, and not just a single punch like with a Titania, or like a 10-second scene like in whatever episode those 5 children got together with those glowy helmets and other gear. If you actually intercut the like action and interesting superhero stuff into the series, but she was still incompetent, like that would have been funny. in like a stupid way, like in a goofy way, like in a Three Stooges way. It would have been funny. It would have been like, she's so good at being a superhero, but she's so bad at being a lawyer. What is she gonna do? Yep. But this is too little, too late. A dollar short and a day late. That this buddy of mine, actually two buddies of mine, I had one buddy who's been chomping at the bit like every single week. Is Daredevil here yet? Is Daredevil here yet? He loves that series, and so he finally saw it, and he was talking to me about it. And our other friend, he was talking to me about it, and I told him straight up, I'm like, listen, you always give props where props are deserved. Credit where credit is deserved, but one good episode does not forgive and does not erase all the bullshit and all the crap and all the terrible writing and all the woke messaging and all the misandry that we've experienced up until this point. This does not forgive the dumpster fire, the awful show that She-Hulk is. So credit where credit is deserved. This is the one good episode thus far in the series, the one watchable episode. And so like, yeah. Did I actually enjoy watching it? I enjoyed Daredevil's parts in it, which somebody actually cut all the clips together. If you cut all just put this clips with Daredevil in it together, it's 6 minutes out of 30. So, take that for what it is. There were 6 good minutes in 8 episodes. So 4 hours worth of show, there's 6 good minutes. Yeah. But, thank God it's coming to an end. Next week is the finale, the last episode. I have no expectations. I don't know what to expect going into it, but it'll blessedly bring this dumpster fire to a close. Anyway, yep, that's all I got for now. Talk to you later.